Hey guys, welcome to Pepcoding. In today's lecture, we are going to solve this problem, basic calculator. Okay. So, given a string representing an expression, implement a basic calculator to evaluate it. Okay. So let's see what kind of constraints are there. Okay. So my string's length will not be equal to 0. It will be equal to something, and its range is this. Okay. So and string contains only plus value, that means plus sign, minus sign, and some parentheses also, and yeah, empty spaces also. Okay, so there is no multiplication or division in this, so there is only plus and minus. Okay, and you can see sample input like this. Okay, so let's first see that how and what we are going to do in this question. Okay, so in the basic thing, what we have to do, what we can do or something, we can initialize a sum with equals to 0. Okay, we can initialize a sum with equal to. How can we do this question? Now we are not talking about the actual approach of this question. We are just figuring out the what will be the basic idea for this question, to do this question. Okay, so what can I do now? Okay, so initially when I am seeing 2, okay, so I will be, this is a string. Okay, this will be a, okay, wait, I am writing it in a better way. 2 plus 3 and minus 1, let's say this is my string. Fine. And yes, and now I am initializing a sum with equals to 0. Finally, initially I will be initializing an integer sum with equals to 0. Okay, so what I will be doing here, I will be iterating in this string. Okay, from the very start. Okay, so when I am getting a digit in this string, okay, I will be iterating from the start to the last. Okay, so when I am getting any integer in this, any digit in this, so what I am going to do, I am just going to update my sum to, let's say I'm going to increase my sum to whatever the number is. I'm going to add this with this. Okay, so now my sum is equals to 2. Okay, so now I'm doing what? Okay, after this what I am going to do, here I'm getting plus. Okay, after this I'm getting 3, so I'm going to update my sum with 3. I'm going to add my sum with 3, that will be equal to 5. Okay, so after this I'm getting minus, that means minus and 1. Then I'm going to what, I'm just going to subtract it. Okay, so I'll be getting 4 here. Fine. So this is the basic idea that how we will be going to solve this. Fine. Plus one more thing, that what if we get string like this. See, what if we get string like this, like s equals to 2 plus minus 1 plus 3. Okay, so the answer of this will be of, absolutely, we all know about this. The answer of this will be plus minus minus. So 2 minus 1 equals to 1, 1 plus 3 equals to 4. Okay, so the answer will be 4. So let's see how we are going to do this. Okay, fine. So how we'll be doing this, we'll be taking sum equals to 0. Okay, and a sign variable also. Initially it will be equals to 1. Okay, fine. So what I'm going to do here now, so initially now I'll be iterating from the very start, and whenever I am seeing 2, so I'm going to update my sum to what, sum equals to 2 now. Okay, sum now equals to 2, and sign will be 1. My sign will be always will equal to 1. Okay, so after this what I am going to do, now I am seeing plus, so I'm not going to do anything. Okay, so now I am going to see minus here. Okay, so what I am going to do now here, I'm going to update my sign with minus 1. Okay, now I will be just going to, if I see minus sign, then I'm going to just multiply my sign with minus 1. Okay, so yes, now my sign equals to minus 1, and now I'm seeing after this I'm getting a 1 here. Okay, so after this, whenever I'm getting 1, I'm going to first multiply this digit with my sign. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this digit with my sign, and then after this I'm going to add it in the sum. Okay, so I'm going to add it in the sum. So my sign is minus, so minus 1 into 1 is what, that is minus 1. So I'm going to add it, so it will be equal to 1 after this. Okay, so after this I'm going to, after all this, when I have when I'm done with this sign, so I'm going to update my sign to 1 again. Okay, so after this what I'm going to do, I see again plus, so I will not I will not do anything. Okay, after this I see again digit, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply this digit with my sign, and that is 3 multiplied by 1 is equals to 3, and I am going to add this with my sum. Okay, then it will be equal to 4. This is how, if there are multiple signs in this, like this 1 plus minus 3 plus 4 plus 2. Okay, so this is how we have to do. We have to take a sum, an integer sum, and an integer as sign, and we are just going to update our sign with this. Fine. So now let's see, now let's talk about those parentheses. Okay, that how we'll be going to do those. Okay, so I hope you understood about the sign. What I did, what I actually did is I initially started a sum. Okay, I initially took a variable sum with which is equal to 0. Okay, plus I initially took a sign which is equal to 1 initially. Okay, I'm just explaining this once more. Okay, let's say my string was, let's say, -1 plus 2 minus 3 plus -4. Okay, so what actually is happening here, what I'm going to do, we all know -1 plus 2, then minus minus is equals to plus. So the answer of this question will be like this kind, plus minus equals to minus, then -2, this will be equal to 1, this will be equal to 1, sorry, why I'm taking, this will be equal to 1, 1 plus 3 4, and this will equal to 0. Fine, so we all know how to solve this. Okay, but our computer don't know, na, so they have just provided us a string. So now what we are going to do here, see, now whenever I am getting a character, firstly, initially, whenever I am getting a minus sign, if I am getting plus sign, so I have no problem with my sign. Initially my sign was 1 only, so I'm not going to do anything. Okay, whenever I am getting a character, then we'll be going to do something. Okay, so now see, when I get minus here, okay, minus sign. So now what I'm going to do, I am going to update my sign with, I'm not going to update, actually I am going to just multiply my sign with -1. Let's say my sign was -1 initially. Yes, we'll be doing this. Okay, so now I have done what, I have just multiplied. If I get minus sign, then I am going to multiply my sign with -1. Okay, so now my sign will equal to -1 here. Fine. So now what I am going to do, now I am having a character here. Now I got a, sorry, not character, an integer or a digit, you can say. Okay, now I got a digit here. So what I am going to do now, I am going to just multiply this digit, that is 1. I got 1. Now I have these are all characters, and we are iterating one by one in these characters. Okay, yeah, so yes, so now what I'm going to do, yeah, so this is 1. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply this character with my sign. This is my character, and I am going to multiply this character with my sign, whatever my sign was. That's why we are initializing our sign, to maintain the balance, that what was before this digit. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this with my sign. What was my sign? My sign was -1. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, whatever I'll get, now I'm getting what, I'm getting -1. So I'm going to add this with my sum. Okay, so now my sum will be going to update with what, the 0 plus, that will be 0, sum will be what, wait, sum will be equal to sum plus whatever I get here. Let's say it was a result or something, so sum plus result. Fine, my sum will be equal to this. So yeah, so now my sum will be updated to what, 0 plus -1, which will be equal to -1. Fine, so now you, after this, after using -1 thing, and whenever I got a digit, and after updating my sum, what I am going to do, I am going to change my sign to +1, because I am done with this minus sign. I have changed, I have done, I'm done with this minus sign, with this character, with this digit, sorry. Okay, so now I got what, I got plus. So I just don't have to do anything if I got plus here. Okay, so after this I got what, I got 2. My sign was 1, because I updated my sign also, and my sum is updated to -1. Fine, so now what I'm going to do, I got 2 here. Okay, I got 2 here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just multiply it with our sign, that is 1. 2 multiply 1, which is equal to 2, and after this I am going to update my sum with this, whatever I get, my result. Okay, so sum will be equal to, now what, -1 plus 2 will equal to 1. Okay, so yes, so now I am done with my 2 also. Now I get here, after this I get minus here. Okay, whenever I get minus, I am going to update my sign. Okay, so whenever I am getting minus, so I am going to multiply with it my sign, which will be equal to -1. Then fine. So after this again I got one more minus. So again, one more thing, what I have to do, I have to multiply with my sign again. Previously my sign was what, minus 1. Okay, now I got now I get one more minus sign here, so I am going to multiply with this minus 1 again. Okay, after this I get 1, so my sign is updated to 1 now. You can see from here now, minus minus plus, so that's why we are doing this. Okay, so after this I get my 3 here again. So now what I am going to do, whenever I am getting a digit, so what I was doing, I was multiplying it with 1, and it was equals to whatever the result was. I was going to update this with my sum, add the result with my sum. Okay, so my sum is now equals to 4. Okay, fine. So now I am done with the 3 also, and my sign is, whenever I am updating my sum, I have to reset my sign to 1. Okay, so now what I have to do, I have to go to the next character, and that is plus. Okay, I don't have to do anything when I am getting plus. Now I am getting minus, so what I have to do, I have to update my sign with multiplying it with minus 1. Now what my sign is now my sign is minus 1. My sign is updated to minus 1 now. Okay, and my sum is what right now? My sum is 4. So I'm just writing 4 here. Fine. So now I am getting what? I am getting 4 here. So after this, what I have to do, I have to multiply it with my sign. 4 minus 1 equals to minus 4. And after this, what I have to do, I have to update. I have to add this with my sum. That is 4. That is 4 minus 4, which will be equal to 0. So initially we tried to solve this problem and we absolutely got 0. So this is the actual answer, and this is how we have to do this. This is kind of good algorithm, right? So this is how we have to do this question, and let's see how we are going to do this. Do this question. We have to, let's take some other test cases also. So guys, let's talk about this test case. Okay, that is 2 plus 3 minus this opening bracket, 3 plus 1 closing bracket. Okay, so how we will be going to do the question like these when we are having some brackets. Okay, so what we were doing previously, we were just calculating the sum. So here what will happen here, this sum and this sum are different. What we have to do, then we have to calculate this sum differently. Fine. Or else what we can do else. Okay, so what we will be going to do initially, this will be equal to 2. I'm going to iterate. Okay, this will be equal to 2, so my sum will be equal to 2. Then okay, then it will be equal to plus. Then whenever I am getting a digit, this will be updating it with plus 3. And after this I got minus 3. This will be my sign. Okay, I'll be storing my sign somewhere, and I'll be just accessing this from my sign. Okay, if I got minus here, and after this I got some closing bracket, so what I have to do, I have to treat this minus sign inside also, till I do not get any closing bracket. Okay, so what I will be doing here, now I know I have minus sign here. Okay, so whenever I go inside, I am going to just multiply this with 3 with minus 1, and I am going to add it. Okay, so minus 3, so I get here plus 1, so plus, so I don't have to do anything. Okay, so now if I get, let's say here is minus. Okay, let's say here is minus. Okay, so what I will be doing here, I'll do, let's say what I am going to do here. If I am having minus before the bracket, so I did something for 3. Okay, if now inside the bracket I get minus, so I have to multiply my sign with no, I just have to update this minus. Okay, then after this, what I have to do, I have to change my 1 with what, I just have to multiply this with minus 1, so it will be equal to plus 1. Then after closing the bracket, nothing, my minus is changed or something, updated or something. So we just have to solve this. 2 plus 3, that will equal to 0. 0 plus 1 equal to 1. Okay, 3 minus 3 is 0, and 2 plus 1 equals to 1. Sorry, 2 plus 1 equals to 3. Yeah, so this will be equal to answer. Okay, so now we know how we have to do. Okay, this is also a good this is also nice approach, but we won't be doing this question with this approach. Fine, so let's see what kind of algorithm we are going to use here. Fine, so we have to use stack here. Fine, so let's see how can we do this with using stack. Fine, so let's say I am going to create a stack here. Okay, yeah, so here it's my stack. Fine, so what I'm going to do here, see, so what I'm going to do here, initially I am getting 2, so my sum is equals to, initially my sum is equals to 0, and my sign is equals to something. Now my sign is equals to what? Yeah. Okay, so I told you what we have to do. One more trick is there, that what we can do is, my sum is equals to 0. This trick is, yes, I have told you what we have to do. Sum is equals to 0 initially. Okay, So now I get 2 here. Okay, so I'm going to add it, so I'm going to update it with 2. Now I got pluses, so I don't have to do anything whenever I get the character again. So what I have to do, I just have to update my sum with whatever 2 plus 3, which is equals to 5. Then now I get minus here, and plus after this I got sorry, I get an opening bracket. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I am going to push my minus here. Okay, that means I'm going to push my minus sign here. Okay, after this what I'm going to do, whenever inside the bracket, till I do not get any closing bracket, what I have to do, whenever I am getting any character, so sorry, any digit, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to watch my stacks top. Okay, now my stacks top is minus, so I'm going to treat it with minus sign. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to update this 5 minus 3, which will be equal to what, which will be equal to 2. Fine. So now after this I get minus here, so I'm going to treat this minus as plus, so I'm going to do nothing here. So after this I'm going to update my sum with, whenever I get 1, I'm going to update this with 3. After this, whenever I get a closing bracket, so I have to just pop this out. Okay, so this will be my sum. Okay, so this is a doable approach, we can do this also, but let's see how we are going to do this question. Okay, fine. So let's see what we are, if there are, let's say, okay, this kind of question we can do this with this approach, right? So what if we get questions like let's say this kind of input. Wait, oh yeah, let's say we got some kind of nested brackets input. Let me write it clearly. So it's a 1 plus 4 plus 5 plus 2 minus 3 plus 6 plus 8. So now I'm just jumping to the solution now, jumping to the final algorithm. I'm not going to teach you another algorithms now. Okay, so now let's see, now I'm going to just tell you the final approach, that what we will be doing in this question. Fine. So here we'll be having a stack. Let's say if I am having a character here, like let's say 2 3 1. Let's say what we were doing initially, we were just checking the character, and if I get the next character, we were just adding it. This is not good now. So what we have to do, let's see. Okay, so here there was bracket. Okay, so what we were actually, so what we have to do here is, let's say this is my stack. Okay, so this is my stack. Fine. So what I have to do now, my sum is initializing with 0. Okay, and my initial sign is equals to what, initial sign is 1. Okay, we have already discussed this kind of algo. Okay, so now you will be able to understand this very quickly. Fine. So whenever I get here bracket, okay, so initially I am getting a bracket here. Fine. So now what I am going to do, I'm just going to push my sign in this, push my sign. Okay, let's okay, so there was no bracket, I'm sorry. Yeah, so now what's actually happening here? Okay, so now initially I got 2. I'll be at, it's a string, right? So I'll be iterating one by one character, everything. So initially I got 2 here. So okay, so there will be some kind of thing inside. Whenever I get a character, what I will be doing inside my inside my code, that what I will be doing, if I am getting character, after that again, if I am getting character, I will be doing what, let's say I got character 2. Okay, after this I get character 3. So what I will be going to do, I am just going to add these characters, like 2 plus yeah, so 2 plus 30, it will be equal to, no, wait. Okay, so now let's say I get 2 here. Okay, and after this again I get some character 3. Okay, after this again I am getting a character, I am not getting any plus or minus sign. So we will be writing some kind of code which will convert this 231 to exact 231 value. Okay, so now we know 231 now. Okay, so now we are having excess of 231. So I will do what, I'm just going to update my sum to 231. Fine. So I'm just going to write my sum and sign here. Wait, yeah, so now I'm going to do what, I'm just going to update my sum with 231. Fine, and my sign is 1 already now, 1. So yes, before updating my sum, what I have to do, I have to firstly, now I got this character. Fine, after this character I have to first multiply this with sign. Okay, 231 multiply with this sign, Then after this I am going to update this. After this multiplying I am going to update this. You know this, we have already done this, fine. So now my sum is updated to 231. After this we have to reset this sign to 1. Now this sign is 1 only, so we don't have but we have to do this, okay, in the code, okay. So let's say there is, I don't know why it's plus here, na? So let's change it to minus. Yeah, here it is minus, fine. So yeah, so now here's minus, okay. So whenever I get to see minus, what I have to do, I have to do nothing. I just have to update my minus, I just have to update my sign. That means I have to multiply my sign with what, minus 1, if whenever I am getting minus, okay. So now my sign is updated to minus 1, okay. So after this what I have to do, whenever I get to see an opening bracket, what I have to do, I just have to push my sum to my stack, okay. And after pushing my sum, I have to push my sign to the stack. See, and after pushing this, what we have to do, we have to update my sum and sign with what? Sum will be equal to 0 and sign is equals to 1. Why? Because I have stored this much of thing in my stack. I have stored this much of thing, and now I have to calculate this much of thing. Okay, now I have to calculate within the brackets, because then we have to update our sum, na. If I am going to update with my sum, then there will be some kind of problem. And plus, so that's why I have stored there, and I have updated my sum equal to 0, because I have to update this, okay. So see now how we are going to do. Now I get an opening bracket, okay. After my opening bracket, what I have to do, I have to, now I get my 4. So now I'm going to update my sum with 4. Okay, now 4 it is, okay. After now I get plus, I don't have to do anything, okay. I get 5. So what I have to do, firstly multiply with my sign. 5 multiply 1 is 5 only, and then update my sum. Okay, now my sum is what, my sum is what, 9, okay. So after this again I get plus, okay, plus sign. So what I have to do, I just have to do nothing, okay. Now after this I get 2. So what I have to do here is, I have to multiply this with my sign. 2 multiply 1 is 1, and I have to update my sum with whatever the character, whatever the digit was, right? So now what actually is happening, see now what I'm going to do. Okay, so yeah, there was a bracket, so this is no big deal of bracket, okay, fine. So now let's see what's actually is happening here. Let's, yeah, I have done, let's delete this bracket, okay. Let's delete these brackets, fine. So fine, so what I am going to do here is, now, so sign is equals to 1, fine. So what, where I was here right now. So now I'm getting a closing bracket. See, now I'm getting a closing bracket. So whenever I am getting a closing bracket, what I have to do, I have stored this sum, okay, in my stack, and this minus sign also, okay. I have stored this thing, wait, I have stored this sum and this minus sign, and this minus sign is useful. This minus sign is, we have stored this minus here, okay, and this minus is useful because I have to update my this bracket with the minus also, okay, fine. So now what I'm going to do, see, so I get my sum till this bracket, which is equal to 11, okay, fine. So now what I have to do, I'm going to pop my sign first out, because my sign was at top and my sum was at bottom, okay. So I popped my sign out, and what I did, I just I just multiplied my sign with my sum, which is equals to minus 11, and that is fine. 4 plus 5 9 plus 2 11, and we have to multiply this with minus 1, na. So yeah, that's why I multiplied this with minus 1, fine. So now I have popped this, okay, after multiplying. So now what I have to do, I have to update my sum. I have to pop this out again, okay, and I am going to access this 231. After this, what I have to do, I have to add this with my 11, okay. What will be equal to this? This will be equal to 230 to 20, fine. And that is fine, absolutely, na. We want to add this, so this is subtracted. This was 11, and 231 minus 11 is 220. So now my sum is updated. So now my sum is what, 220, fine, and my stack is what, now my sum is what, see, now my sum is what, 220, and my I have to restore whenever now I get this, na. So I have to restore my sign with 1, fine. So after this, what we have to do, again, now I get minus sign. So what I have to do, I just have to I just have to do what I have to update my minus sign. So I have to update my minus sign. Okay. So after that I get 3. So after getting 3, I have to first multiply with this minus sign. So this will, which will be equal to minus 3, and I have to just add. I just have to update this. Okay. So 227 minus 3 will be equal to 217. Fine. And after adding this, I have to update my sign with 1. Okay. So let's try this algo somewhere. So that's why will be right. Okay. So firstly, if I am getting a character, okay, let's say, how should I write? Okay, if I am getting a character, let's say I'm going to just write a pseudocode. Okay, if I am getting a character, if I am getting a character, then what I have to do, I just have to, firstly, what I have, sorry, character, nahi, if I am getting a digit. Fine. If I am getting a digit, what I have to do, I have to first multiply my digit with sign, and I have to update my sum with what? With that, let's say this was answer. Okay. So I have to update my sum with, I have to update my sum with this answer. It is plus equals to whatever my answer is. Fine. So I have to update this. Again, one more thing. So this is my first if condition, and next if will be like now if I am getting a minus sign, a minus character, then what I have to do, I just have to update my sign. I just have to update my sign with, I just have to multiply my sign with minus 1 itself. Okay. Now this is okay also. Now if I am, yeah, okay. So if I am getting an opening bracket, so what I have to do, I have to first thing will be first thing will be what I have to do, I have to push my sum. I have to push my sum, then I have to push my sign. Fine. Then I have to push my sign, and after this what I have to do, I have to update my sum. I have to update my sum will equal to 0 and my sign will equal to 1. Okay. So after this, what if I get my, if I get a closing bracket, then what I have to do? Then I have to firstly multiply my sum with the, with whatever I am going to pop. If I'm going to pop, the sign will be popped out. Okay. So I'm going to multiply with this with my sum, and after this I am going to again update my sum, and I am going to add my sum with the, again the next popping, the next popped element will be what? Will be my restored sum. Okay. So this was the code, pseudocode. Okay. So I'm going to just erase it, and I'm going to solve this equation. So after this, yeah. So we were where we were 3, and my sum was 217, and my sign was 1. Okay. So now I'm getting plus, so I'm not going to do anything. Okay. Again I get a bracket here. Okay. So let's wait. Let's say here it was minus and plus. Fine. So now I'm getting minus. So what I have to do, I have to update my sign with minus 1. Okay. So now I'm getting plus. So I don't have to do anything. Now I'm getting a bracket, opening bracket. So what I have to do, I just have to uh, push my sum. So I'm going to push my sum, and after this I have to push my sign, and after my pushing my sign, what I have to do, I have to, okay, I have to update my sum with 0 and update my sign with 1. Fine. So after this what I'm going to do, I am getting 6. I'm getting 6 here. Fine. I'm just going to update my, firstly I have to multiply it with my sign, that is 6 multiply 1 is 6, and I am going to update it with my sum. So my sum will be equal to 6. Fine. So after this I am getting plus sign, so I don't have to do anything. After this I am getting 8. So what I have to do, I have to multiply it with my sign, then I have to add it with my sum. So 6 plus 8 will be equal to 14. So after this I am getting a closing bracket. See, after this I am getting a closing bracket. So whenever I get a closing bracket, what I have to do, I have to pop my sign out first, because sign will be, will be above here. Okay. So I have to pop out my sign. Then what I have to do, pop out my sign. So I have to firstly multiply it with my sum, whatever I have popped out. Okay. Whatever I have popped out, it will be multiplied with my sum. After this, again I have to pop one more thing, and I have to add it with my sum. Okay. So firstly, this was about sign. Sign was getting multiplied, and this was about sum. Sum was getting popped. So 217 is now popped out. Okay. So what happened after popping out? So it was, okay, it was 217 and minus 1, I hope. Okay. So what I have done now, my sum was 14. Okay. So 14 multiplied by minus 1, which will equal to minus 14, and minus 14 plus after this 217. Okay. So what will be this now? 213, that will be equal to 203. So my final answer of this question is 203. Fine. maybe there is some calculation mistake, but we have to do such kind of thing. Fine. So let's calculate 4 plus 9 plus 2 11, and we have to 11, then 230, then 220, 220 minus 3 217, yeah, 14. We have to minus 30, yeah, 203. It was 203. Okay, so this was the kind of algorithm this we have to do. Fine. So let's go and code this. Firstly, now you go and try to code this out. Okay, so now I'm going to code this. Fine. Okay, so let's now code this question. Okay, so initially what we have to do, let me do the full screen. Okay, so initially what we have to do is, wait, firstly let's take some kind of example. Let's say it's minus 3 plus 1 plus 2. Fine. So now what we have to do, firstly initially what we have to do, initially I am going to take the sum, okay, integer as sum, which will be in, I am going to initialize it with 0 and the integer sign. Okay, so I'm going to initialize it with 1. Fine, plus 1. So now what I'm going to do, I am going to create an empty stack of integers. We have to put sum and sign do in the stack. Okay, so now I'm going to iterate in this string for int I equals to 0, I less than minus dot size. Okay, size, and yeah, I less than string size and I plus plus. Fine. Yeah, so initially what we have to do, firstly we have to now, firstly we have to check if my character is digit or not. Okay, I'm going to check if my character is digit or not. Okay, so that will be s of I. Fine. If it is true, then I have to do something. Fine. If it is digit, if my wait, I'm just going to say this, that my char of ch is equal to s of I. Fine. Yeah, if my character is equals to the minus sign, then I have to do something. Okay, if not, it's else if. Fine. Yeah, it's else if. And if else if my character is an opening bracket, then I have to do something. Fine. Else if, one more thing is left, what it is, if my character is equals to the closing bracket, then I have to do something. Fine. And after this for loop, I have, at last I have to return the sum. Fine. Not sum, it's sum. Okay, so at last I have to return the sum. If it's minus, then I have to do nothing. I just have to update my sign with minus 1. That means I have to multiply minus 1 with the sign, whatever the sign was before. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, one more thing I have to tell you, that let's firstly code it, then I'm going to tell you. Okay, so now figure it out that why I'm doing this. Okay, s dot size must be greater, sorry, less than, sorry, that is I must be less than, I must be less than s dot of size, and what, and my s of whatever, s of I, if it is a digit. Okay, is digit, I'll tell you. Okay, let's wait for a while. Fine. So now what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to firstly multiply this value with 10, and I'm going to add this with what, I'm going to add this with whatever my character is, s of I minus 0. Okay, yeah, plus after this I'm going to do what, yeah, this is it, and at last I have to do something. I just have to wait. Yeah, why I'm doing this, wait, why I'm running this while loop. Okay, so let's say I got I'm not getting this 3. Okay, initially I'm getting this 1 3 2. So I'm going to iterate this one by one now. So if I'm getting this one correct, so I have to combine this 1 3 2 also. Okay, so whenever I'm getting this one, so I have initialized my value with 0. So what I'm going to do, whenever my initially my plus one more thing, one more thing is here, one more thing is here, I have to increment my I, and here I have to decrement my I. Okay, so yes, so what I am doing here is, that is if I am getting 1. Okay, so initially my value was equals to 0. Okay, so I am multiplying it with 0 and multiply 10, it's 1. Okay, So after this, I am converting my character into what? Converting my character into the integer. Okay, so now my value will equal to what? Initially my value was 0, so 0 multiplied by 10 is 0, plus whatever my character was, it will be equal to 1. Fine. So after this, I am getting 3. Till when I am running the while loop. Why? Because I am getting character by character after everything, after every iteration, again and again. Okay, when I am not getting the character, this while loop will not run, and it will run this for loop again. Fine. So after this, I am getting 3. So what I am going to do here is, I am firstly going to multiply my value with 10. Okay, I am going to multiply with this value, and I am going to add this 3 here. So I'll get 13 here. Similarly, I am going to again iterate. I am going to do this 130 plus then 2, that will equal to 132. And after this, my I is here right now. I have to take my I here. So that's why I am decrementing this. Fine. So yeah, this was it. This was the working of this function. Okay. So yeah. So after this, if now I'm getting my value, now I know my value. So initially what I have to do, firstly I have to multiply my value with what? Multiply my value with, I have to multiply my digit with what? I have to initially multiply it with sign, and then after this I have to increment my, that means I have to update my sum, I have to add my sum with the value, and after this I have to, one more thing I have to do, that is I have to reset my sign with 1. Okay, so I've done with the minus, I just have to update this. Okay, as if I am getting an opening bracket, what I was doing, I was just pushing my sum. Fine. And I was just pushing my what? I was just pushing my sign here. See, I was just pushing my sign. Okay, whenever I was getting plus, one more thing, I have to update my sum with 0, and I have to update my sign with what? I have to update my sign with 1. Fine. Okay, so after this, now I'm getting a closing bracket. Okay, so now what I have to do, firstly I have to do what? I have to firstly multiply my sum. Why I'm doing this? Now I'm getting a closing bracket. Okay, so my this stack will be like this. There will be some sum and there will be some sign. So what I have to do, I have to I have to update my sum firstly with the sign. Okay, so whatever it in the top, whatever there is in the top, so I have to multiply it with. Okay, then after this, I one more thing, then I have to also pop my sign out now. Yeah, so we have to do the same thing here again. So I am going to just yeah. So yeah, I have to plus, then yeah, I have popped it out. Okay, why I have done this? Because there was some sign. There was some sign. So I multiplied my there was some sign. Fine. So I multiplied this sum with some sign. Okay, let's say it was like 3, and this was in bracket. Okay, so I stored this sign in the stack. Okay, and I calculated this sum. So I have to multiply first this with the sign, and after this I have to pop this sign out. Then after this, there was some sum in previously, there was some sum, so I have to add this sum. Okay, that's why I did this. Okay, so yeah, this code is almost done. Let's see if it's working, and let's see if there are errors. So we are going to solve those errors. Fine. So yes, there are some errors. Value, yeah, where it is, it's in 19. It's not like this, yeah. Okay, it's like this. Fine. Yeah, so again, let's try to run this. Yes, it's accepted. So let's try to submit this now, and let's see if all test cases are getting passed. Yeah, yes, we got full marks. So yeah, if you understood this video, please hit the like button, and if you like the video, please hit the like button, and if you are having any doubt, please watch this video again, and please share and subscribe our channel. Okay guys, and plus also please try to dry run this question, and this try to do this code also. Okay, and do dry run also. Fine. So okay guys, we'll meet in the next lecture. Bye bye, take care till then.